Hey guys, and welcome to The Nerd Strike Back. The Mandalorian is finally back, and I could not be more excited. It's an overall promising start to the third season of the series. It's an exciting time to be a Star Wars fan with both this show and The Bad Batch airing at the same time. Today we'll focus on breaking down Chapter 17, The Apostate. Now the episode title is in a direct reference to Din Djarin himself, who is seeking atonement for the transgression of removing his helmet. As we know from the Book of Boba Fett and reinforced by the armorer in this episode, the only way to accomplish this is to wash in the living waters in the mines of Mandalore. Speaking of the armorer, the episode opens to her crafting a young Mandalorian helmet. She exits her cave to reveal a decently sized group of the Children of the Watch. It appears the Mandalorians are inducting a new member into the group, a young Mandalorian or foundling. As soon as the child dons his helmet, the armorer throws him out of the way as a large creature emerges from the water and attacks the group. We see Paz Vizsla leading the assault against the creature. The Mandalorians are by no means winning this fight, greatly struggling to find a unified way to dispatch the beasts. Some take to the skies, others attempt to tie the creature down, and some just want to save others. Just when all hope seems lost, the beast is rocked by a blast from a starfighter. We then see Mando and Grogu swoop in with their restored Naboo N1 starfighter. Firing a proton torpedo into the beast's side, Mando saves the day. Rendezvousing with the armorer to plead his case again, Din reveals a green crystal with Mandalorian script written on it. He claims to have acquired it from a group of Jawas, who had purchased it from a traveler. Given the crystallization, this all but confirms the speculation that Mandalore had been effectively glassed by the Empire in the Night of 1,000 Tears, which we saw glimpses of in the Book of Boba Fett. Yet, given that the crystal was retrieved in the first place, suggests that the planet may indeed be hospitable. The armorer reinforces to Din that his pilgrimage to the living waters is the only way to become Mandalorian once more, and he and Grogu set off once again. As their starfighter travels through light speed, Din sleeps in the cockpit. A restless Grogu peers out of his personal window, and as he oohs and ahs at light speed, he begins to notice shapes behind the curtains of space. While Grogu seems unsure of what he's seeing, we know very well. Grogu is witnessing an extremely rare sight, the pergil. We know the pergil from Rebels. They're literally space whales. They can travel at light speed naturally, and we saw them tied up with Ezra and Thrawn. Take note, as they will definitely appear again, if not in Mando, definitely the Ahsoka series. The duo lands on Navarro, which has seen a serious makeover. The planet is now bustling with trade, community, music, and families. We spot various alien species, protocol droids, an R5 astromech droid, and even a group of Kowakian monkey lizards in a tree. You'll know these little nuisances from the first appearance of one in Return of the Jedi. We saw Salacious Crumb appear as Jabba the Hutt's personal pet court jester thing. Finally, Mando and Grogu stop to admire a statue of IG-11 in the town square, remembering his sacrifice to save the crew all the way back in the Season 1 finale, which concluded on Navarro. We hear the classic, "Hey Mando" line from Greef Karga, sporting fancy robes and referring to himself as High Magistrate. Greef has set out to completely revamp Navarro, opting to focus on independent trade rather than falling subject to the New Republic. Greef wants to establish Navarro as the primary locale for trade on the Hydean Way trade route. Spanning across the outer, inner, and mid-rim, this route is utilized heavily across the various eras. Notable utilizers include Jedi Master Plo Koon and Wilhuff Tarkin. The route itself is extremely busy, very popular in both war and peacetime. Greef offers Mando a place to live off the land. However, Mando declines. He's on a personal mission for now. As Greef is alerted to pirates harassing the school, it becomes apparent that Navarro's old ways won't fade easily. Dispatching most of the gang, Greef confides in Mando that he desperately needs a marshal. He's out of stock since Cara Dune was promoted for bringing in Moff Gideon after Season 2. Greef realizes Mando isn't here for a vacation and asks what he can do for him and Grogu. Mando states he needs a droid, but it has to be one he can trust. Despite Greef's suggestions, Mando wants to repair IG-11. Taking what natural parts are left from the statue, Mando wires IG into a power source in Greef's quarters. Restoring power, it would appear that IG had been brought back from his self-destruction. Hearing Taika Waititi's voice crackling through, it would appear the old gang is getting back together. However, IG quickly reverts into his old assassin droid protocol, attempting to kill Grogu. As he crawls across the floor in horror movie fashion, one of Greef's protocol droids drops a statue on his head after Mando's blaster bolts did little to stop him. Greef refers Mando to a droid repair shop in town, which happens to be run by a group of Anzellans. You'll recognize these fun-loving little guys from The Rise of Skywalker, their most notable member no doubt being Babu Frick. The Anzellans stress to Din that IG-11's memory circuit is totally fried, and that without a new one, he's toast. The part isn't made anymore, so they tell Mando he might as well find a new droid. Mando, being wary of unfamiliar droids, tells the Anzellans he'll find the part. If he can find the part, they can fix IG-11. After a brief bout of terrorizing from Grogu, the duo leave the Anzellan shop. Mando tells Greef to hold on to IG-11 until he can return with the proper part to repair him. Mando and Grogu take off from Navarro. In space, Mando begins teaching Grogu how to navigate the galaxy, as this will no doubt be an essential part in him becoming a Mandalorian. As he shows Grogu the ropes, the targeting radar lights up, indicating danger has found them. It's revealed Vane, the pirate gang leader from earlier, has arrived with a handful of starfighters to take revenge on Mando for the disposal of his crew. As the dogfight begins, Mando displays a masterclass in taking out the pirates, much to Grogu's delight. Weaving in and out of the asteroid field to an incredible score, it really feels like Mando is at his peak here. Vane leads Mando through the field to his captain's ship, who we learn is this Davy Jones-like looking creature, Pirate King Gorian. Before they can engage Mando, Din remarks that you never trust a pirate, similarly to his Season 1 motto of never trusting droids. The duo quickly jump into lightspeed before the conflict can continue, although it's likely this is not the last we have seen of this pirate threat. We then arrive on Kalamala, a planet within the Mandalore system. The pair land at a Mandalorian castle, settled on a cliffside overlooking the planet's ocean. Entering the castle, the duo come to a throne room. On the throne is none other than Bo-Katan Kryze. And aside from the droid outside, we see no one else here. A rather disgruntled Bo reveals to Din that no, there are zero plans to retake Mandalore. She was not in possession of the Darksaber, so there was no unification. The stolen fleet from Season 2 was now running across the galaxy as hired guns, so they had no firepower. Din tries to enlist her help for his own quest to Mandalore, but she scolds Din for the Children of the Watch, furthering the conflicts and fracturing Mandalore, and not being there to fight when it really counted. She makes sure to inform Din that any idea of mystical properties existing in the living waters under the city are mythical. Din isn't quick to believe her and sets out on his task, deciding to still travel to Mandalore, just Grogu and himself. Bo informs Din that if the location does exist, it's under the Civic Center in the former capital of Sundari. You'll remember seeing this dome city more than once in Star Wars animated series. Most recently, of course, in the Siege of Mandalore arc in the Clone Wars. Din and Grogu depart as Bo simply tells him goodbye, suggesting she believes the Mandalorian to be heading for certain doom. And with that, the first episode comes to an end, no doubt setting the stage for what is sure to be a grand season. There are many parts already at play. We can certainly expect the plot to heat up once we arrive on Mandalore, but whether that comes in the next episode or sometime around mid-season remains to be seen. Overall, I'm definitely pumped to have The Mandalorian back.
If you want to support the channel, visit our Patreon page, where you can also unlock exclusive perks. And let us know in the comments what characters and topics you'd like to see us cover on The Nerd Strike Back.